Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Loopring, ticker LRC against USD on Coinbase. This is TradingView. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the weekly chart over here. So you can see that we have created this large cup and handle pattern, and we've actually met the target. The target was $1.73. And as you can see, we created the handle over here. And if you can see right over here, we created a smaller, cup and handle pattern over here. So if you just look at this little cup, as you can see, then you create the handle. Then you break out of the little resistance over here. You break through the major resistance. Obviously the targets were met for that. And I do have the Fibonacci setup from the swing high of the previous bull market to the swing low of this bear market that we had in 2019, and you get the 1.618 sitting at $49. Now, I would be a bit more conservative and look at the 1.414 over here and the 1.272, and that's where I would start taking profits. Obviously, it can go absolutely parabolic, but nobody knows, how parabolic it's going to go. If you're okay with your coins sitting and, you like to take the risk, then, let it ride out until $50 or we do have a $314 price at the second fib level. So it depends on what your targets are, depends on, how vulnerable you are to these dips and, what are your financial goals basically. But from where we are right now, all the way to the 1.618, that's almost a 2,000% gains. To the 1.414, that's 650%, and to the 1.272, that's 300%. So still nice gains. And as you can see, what we're doing right now is we're hovering above the previous swing high of the previous all-time high, which is good. You broke above, you want to backtest as support and potentially start, coming up to these targets that we have. But one thing that I do want you to pay attention to is that we're starting to get overextended from the 20 weekly EMA. There is a gap already between the 55 EMA and the 20 EMA. So I would say when the markets would start correcting, along with AVAX and Solana, I think this is one of the projects that is going to peak out early on, and because it is already so overextended. But I don't know anything about anything because I'm just a dude on the internet who is, trying to help you, but don't take anything I say as financial advice. But when you see the EMAs starting to turn vertical like this, it's a sign that, you either have more parabolic, a couple of parabolic moves later, and, you still have them in the tank. But once you come back down for support, you're probably going to lose it because the EMAs are vertical. They don't hold you as well. And then you come back down to these fib levels. So we're looking at a 90% correction for all altcoins in the bear market. Let's say it went all the way up to $50. From there to, let's say, 95% correction would be $2.24. So even if you sold at $18, you can still buy back in at $2.25 roughly. That is if we get to $50. Let's say if we get to around about $30 over here, a 90% correction would be, a 95% correction would be $1.45. So you can see that the market will let you get in. There will be pullbacks. There will be major crashes for Bitcoins because that is how the market works. That is how the market is manipulated. You can be super bullish like Willy Woo and say that we're entering a super cycle and no bear markets for Bitcoin anytime soon or ever. But that's been said in the previous bull markets as well, and every time we started coming back down for a bear market. So yeah, it's up to you what you do with your coins. I know what I'm doing with my coins, and I'm going to be letting you know what I do and what I sell and what I do. And the majority of that is going to be disclosed in the Patreon. So we do have a Patreon running. Make sure to check that out. Great stuff. I do low cap early low cap gem calls for you guys over there. The coins are doing pretty well, the ones that I have highlighted for you. So feel free to join in there. Think of it as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the cup of coffee, you get a lot of useful information that will potentially make you a lot of money in the future. So Yeah, with that out of the way, this is the weekly chart, like I said, and we're pretty much done on the weekly. I do want to jump into the RSI on the weekly. So you can see that we hit this previous level of resistance over here, which is something that you could have looked at on the weekly RSI. As you can see, we're pretty overextended on the weekly RSI already. And when you're that overextended, you can see what happens with the price action. But this was the February dump that we got over there, and ever since then we weren't able to recover. As you can see, this is pretty much the area where we had that pullback in January of 2018. So what I would look at for a nice support level on the weekly chart, considering if we are going to have a little consolidation period, this 64.57 on the RSI, because you can see that we have multiple touches off of this area. So once you have multiple touches as resistance on this area, then you break it as resistance and you backtest it as support multiple times, it turns into a solid support level. And that is something that you want to be paying attention to, and almost a touch over here. So if we end up coming back down to this trend line, I would say that would be the best opportunity for you to get involved in the project. Okay, now jumping into the daily chart, guys, we do have a bull flag playing out over here. Very nice bull flag, perfect bull flag with a target of $5.43. Now I'm going to use a Fibonacci retracement tool to show us where that potentially can take us. So if I take the swing low to the swing high over here and just set it perfectly, so that's perfectly sitting at the 1.272 over here at $5.43. And you're coming back down to the golden ratio right now. You've held the golden ratio very nicely, and now you potentially are going to break out. And as you can see, if you if you take the pole of the bull flag and you place it at where you think the breakout is going to happen, it pretty much takes you to the 1.272. So we're going to leave the bull flag in there for future references. We're going to get rid of the, the 1.618 over here is sitting at $8.48. So that would be our target after breaking this swing high. Okay, we also had a nice bounce off the 20 EMA, which is perfect. If we look at the 10 EMA, we've lost the 10 EMA right now. I'm going to change the color of that EMA because it does look, it's also purple, and my 200 EMA is purple as well. I don't know why the settings won't pop up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So there we go. Now it did pop up. Okay, there we go. So what I would look at is a bounce off the 55 EMA or a bounce off the 35 EMA coming in. So the green line over here is the 35 EMA, okay? I would look for a bounce of that if we have a deeper Bitcoin pullback, because it is still possible that we may go down to 52, 53K on Bitcoin, and we would still be bullish. So that's something that I want you guys to keep an eye on. And yeah, so the 55 EMA usually holds support when you have these pullbacks. Now we're going to use the fib retracement to find how low can we go and where is our, golden ratio to the downside. So here you can see that we have the golden ratio sitting at $1.72, and this can actually, be fruitful because you can come back down in this channel down pattern, land on the golden ratio, and have the move towards the upside, because this is the golden ratio, but you can see that the targets are to the downside. We just had a fib with the targets to the upside. Now we have targets to the downside because we're in a downtrend and we want to see where can we land. So the 20 EMA is holding us right now. We can either bounce off the 0.5 or the golden ratio, or we can just, start breaking out of this bull flag right now. But, if we were to come back to these two levels over here, this is where I'd be looking to get, to get into the project. So $2.03 or $2.02, and all the way down to the golden ratio at $1.72. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this area like this, and we're going to get rid of that fib. So now if you're coming back down to these levels, this is where you want to start getting involved with a project. The RSI obviously completely overbought over here. Straight off the bat, you do see the support trend line over here that we've been holding, and you want to keep an eye on that trend line. If you start losing it as support, then you're potentially coming back lower, and you want to look for these lower support lines where you can see we had multiple bounces, but it's anyone's guess where the RSI is going to land. But when you have this solid support, you want to look at this first and then look for the other support lines. You can draw over here and see a potential pullback or potential bounce off either one of those. So If we jump into the stochastic on the daily chart, it does say that we're oversold right now. So right now potentially would be a nice start, a nice entry point into the project, because you can see we're flipping bullish. We're having the bullish cross on the stochastic, and now we're perhaps starting the move towards the upside. Bearish cross on the MACD, histogram turning to the downside. So yeah, we're in a downtrend, as you can see, because we're making higher highs and higher lows. But like I said, I would expect a reversal anytime soon, unless Bitcoin has another pullback. Then look for the 55 EMA, which is currently sitting at $1.40. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this project. Let me know if I missed out anything in the charts. And yeah, make sure to check me out on Twitter, check out the Discord server, and check out the Telegram chat that we have going on. Also, the Patreon as well is linked down below in the description. Also, guys, make sure to check out ExpressVPN. This is the best VPN that we have here in the space. And since we are in the crypto space, it is very important to keep our data safe, because a lot of people are looking to take advantage of you. And this is, yeah, like I said, the best VPN that we have over here. 24/7 customer support. It's available in 94 countries, has more than 3,000 servers. 30-day risk-free. You can get your money back if you're not satisfied, so they don't keep your logs. And basically what this does is it protects your data. It encrypts your data, so your local network providers cannot see what you're doing. Your governments can't track you down and track down what you're doing. You can download this onto your phone, your laptop, console, whatever it is. It's very convenient and easy to use. Now, it is useful for us in the crypto space as well, because as you know, for a lot of the American citizens, some exchanges do limit their abilities and what they can buy. So, a VPN would be their best choice to kind of go around that and take advantage of that in a sense. And it's also useful to combat censorship. For example, if you're living in the US and you want to access some content that's only available in Japan on Netflix or whatever streaming platform you're using, then a VPN is your best friend. In this case, you can switch your IP address to a Japanese one, and then you'll be able to view all the Japanese shows. Plus, you can pay with Bitcoin, so you can support and really bring in mass adoption yourself. And right now, you can get the 12 months package with a 35% discount. So feel free to check it out. Obviously, it would support the channel if you would use the link down below in the description. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one.